We are about to begin the QB Power Hour webinar series, your bi-weekly dose of insights and learning for accounting professionals with co-host Dan DeLong and along with Matthew Spot Fulton. We're here to explore the latest in the industry, QuickBooks, and integrations that matter to you. For more details on the series, visit qbpowerhour.com. Before we get started with the main content, we want to cover a few housekeeping tips. Any handouts or resources mentioned today will be provided for download, so no frantic note-taking required. If you miss anything or want to revisit a section, don't worry, video and audio replays of this live webinar will be available after the session. For everyone joining us live on Zoom, please use the Q&A panel for content-specific questions so we can address them directly during the session or follow up later. If you've got general comments or want to chat with your fellow attendees, use the chat feature. We love seeing your thoughts and reactions, so let's get started.
Welcome. We'll get started shortly. Before we begin, here's how to earn continuing professional education credit for attending this session. There are no polling questions or attendance checks. Instead, you will demonstrate your knowledge by taking a brief multiple-choice quiz using the Earmark app. Visit earmark.app in your web browser. You can also download the mobile app by scanning the QR code on the screen. Log in, or if you're new, create your free account. Be sure to use a valid email address because that's where we'll send your course completion certificates. From the home screen, scroll down to find the course. You can also tap the magnifying glass icon to search for the course. Tap on the course artwork, then the Enroll button. On the Course tab, you'll find the recording and quiz questions. Complete the quiz to earn your CPE certificate. It takes us a few days to create the course on the app, so if you are attending this session live, please wait a few days. We'll email you a link to the course when it is ready. If you have questions or need help, email us at support@earmarkcpe.com. And now, on to the event.
Welcome to this guided gratitude meditation designed specifically for accounting professionals. In the midst of numbers and deadlines, taking a moment to focus on gratitude can refresh your mind and enhance your work experience. This meditation will take just 5 minutes, allowing you to pause, reflect, and embrace the positive aspects of your work and life. Begin by finding a comfortable seated position. Close your eyes gently and take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it for a moment, and then slowly exhale through your mouth. Let your body relax with each breath. Inhale deeply, feeling your chest rise as you fill your lungs with air. Exhale slowly, releasing any tension. With each breath, allow yourself to become more present in this moment. Now, bring to mind a professional life that you are grateful for. A recent accomplishment, or as you continue to breathe deeply, consider the impact of knowledge, the value you bring to your clients, and the positive difference you make in their financial lives. Feel gratitude for the skills and knowledge you possess that allow you to perform your role effectively. Repeat the following affirmations silently to yourself. I am grateful for the skills and abilities that allow me to excel in my profession. I appreciate the opportunities one have to grow and learn each day. I am thankful for the support and collaboration of my colleagues and clients. I embrace the positive impact my work has on the financial well-being of others. Take a moment to reflect on how this sense of gratitude can enhance your work experience. Consider how it can shift your perspective, making challenges feel more manageable and successes even more rewarding. As we come to the end of this meditation, take one more deep breath in and exhale slowly. When you're ready, gently open your day. Thank you for taking the transform your outlook and elevate your professional journey.
No.
It's only 9 a.m. for some of us, too much.
Exactly. And I don't know if people are watching the live stream, but it looks like it's frozen. So if anybody is watching it on YouTube or Facebook or wherever, it's still showing a very nice scene of wheat in the maybe it did catch up. I don't know. Let me know in the chat if that's if you're watching it on YouTube and you are not seeing it. I apologize for whatever is going on, but I'm grateful that you're here and attempted to join us if you did. Today we are, this week of Thanksgiving, we are showing some love for QuickBooks because we'll be talking about the features that we love or that we mildly like. I don't know. That runs the
ones that make us mad the least amount of time.
There we go. From the pessimistic viewpoint there.
I mean, I'm a realist, Dan. I'm a realist.
Exactly.
That glass ain't half for full or half whatever. It's just vodka.
Right. I used to have a shirt that had a picture of a glass half full, and in the shirt it was written, "Optimists are half full of it."
Yeah. No, I don't know.
And a side note, Drew Carey thought it was funny. Yeah, we bumped into him in California
honestly,
Adventure.
if you run into him, they are required to laugh or you'll write something terrible about him. I'm just saying. I mean, yeah, Dan, he was you were hilarious. I just stomped all over your parade. Go ahead.
Well, you know who I am. You know who Sharon is. Let's just jump in. Somebody was asking about the CPE in the chat. The CPE for this one won't be available probably till next week sometime. So if you have bookmarked our channel on Earmark, they will just automatically show up. So by the time the next QB Power Hour is, this one will be available for CPE. We are every other week, every other Tuesday at noon Eastern.
Not Tuesday the 26th, you guys. Tuesday the 25th.
It's a small typo in some of our notifications for today. So if you're looking for us tomorrow, you will be sadly mistaken, but you can watch a replay.
There you
all
go.
All those things. All right. So we're going to be talking about, so our Intuit news is a little bit about the Intuit and OpenAI partnership. And then we'll run down the features that we're grateful for: payroll corrections in a prior quarter, Intuit app integration improvements, customizing QuickBooks, and reclassifying transactions, bulk things that we can do inside of QuickBooks, and some of the desktop migration improvements this year. So our first poll question, Sharon, do you have that? Do you have that available?
I do. I just try to keep there we go.
All right. And if you're watching on the stream,
there's a lot of them, right? So I'm like, I just wait for the slide.
Right. If you're watching on the live stream, if you just want to answer those that poll question in the comments wherever you happen to be watching, if it's on FaceTube or wherever, LinkedIn, wherever we're streaming to. And let's go ahead and start. While you're answering that, we'll go ahead and talk about the news about Intuit and OpenAI, their partnership.
Yeah, there's a lot of opinions on that out there. I don't know that I have an opinion because I am a ChatGPT junkie and I have mine. I wish I could integrate her into everything. But I don't know. I will my ChatGPT I haven't seen these slides, anybody. So everybody. So
It's a blind
he may already
reaction.
have these answers. It is. So my first thing is cool. So is it their version of ChatGPT? Do I have to reteach it? Or can I take Gal, who is my ChatGPT, log into her, put her in there and have her have all the information I've already taught her? So that's my number one
Yeah.
question.
It
I
remains
don't
to be
trust
seen.
her. She's like, for a computer, she's 75% stupid, and 25% stupid, and she tests me all the time. I don't know if I want that in
Right.
my accounting, right? In my
Right.
maths.
Have you trained your GPT to be not so polite and so encouraging?
I don't think she ever had a choice. Did you see my post the other day when I asked her for a nickname? That girl burns me all
She
the like.
did.
I ain't even worried. I think I immediately, she only knows snark and sarcasm. So that's the only way she
Ah,
knows. When she tries to be overly nice, I'm like, stop. So I don't
now,
respond well to
so
positivity. I
here's
need you to beat down on me the way my dad did.
yeah.
Oh, that's another episode.
Yeah, this is not
Just kidding.
therapy.
No. Well,
All right. So let's talk about what we know so far, right? So there's a lot more questions than there are answers, but Intuit announced probably last week sometime that it did a press release about Intuit is investing $100 million with a partnership with OpenAI, which is the makers of ChatGPT, right? So as the promise is that Intuit offerings would be inside of ChatGPT, and then it will also leverage OpenAI's advanced AI model. So there's a link there for first review, I guess, a blog article that I wrote. But one of the things that was intriguing about this announcement is, like, for the past 5+ years, Intuit has been saying, okay, we're making our own, this Gen OX branded, or Gen OS branded large language model that they've been working on, which is kind of come into, or shown up into QuickBooks as Intuit Assist, right? So when we were at Intuit Connect, Sharon, they were talking about this Intuit Intelligence, right? So kind of rebranding the whole idea of what Intuit Assist would be able to turn into Intuit Intelligence, right? Because we just like Apple has Apple Intelligence and those types of things. So the question that I initially had is like, well, wait, what about all the work that you've been doing? And as they announced, the things that their AI will be doing inside of QuickBooks, I was a little bit, what's the word? Comforted.
oh, I was gonna say perplexed.
Well, I was comforted by the fact that, and I think the biggest challenge is with machines reading all of this data, what happens to that data, right?
Dan, you're a smart guy. Machines have been reading all of our data the minute we got a phone, right? Like, so anybody who's like, oh, they're going to get us, if you have a smartphone in any level, they have everything on you, your fingerprints, your biometrics.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's like the least amount that we need to worry about, is where the data's going, because the data's out there.
Well, I mean,
we have no privacy.
Yeah. I watched the Social Dilemma documentary and immediately went bonkers into my phone. Like, oh my gosh, they're watching everything, right? But
oh, yeah. There's
but
so many videos of me picking my nose in the FBI. I know it. They're just holding them. They're gonna have a reel of me digging or something. I can't believe I just said that on the internet. I'm grateful that reel is not live.
well, we could.
This is now.
Now we have.
Just so everybody knows, I'm on a sabbatical right
clip.
now, so I am in 0% work mode. I am popping in for every other week until I'm back on January 10th. Just so if anybody's like, "Wow, she's a little bit more today," it's because I'm wearing pajama pants. Kate, keep going.
So that was when they announced the whole thing about, how AI is going to be,
Mhm.
analyzing data out of QuickBooks, I was somewhat comforted in that, okay, it's all just kind of under the umbrella of whatever Intuit is doing. And now with the connection to ChatGPT, there is now an outside factor of
Hmm.
that. And that's where I was like, well, wait a minute, how secure is this data? Because of course, you know, as a if you have development access to ChatGPT to create your own whatever it is, of course you have the option to share and train the machines or not, right? So that's a
Hmm.
setting, of course, in that, and I'm sure that all of those check marks are going to be set to allow that to maintain and continue to occur, that data is anonymized, through whatever language models that they're ultimately using. And so Intuit is leveraging the frontier models, which are expensive to create by yourself, right? This is the whole idea of, well, why reinvent the wheel if somebody already has, created the wheel?
I'm
Why don't
making
we
notes so
just
I don't interrupt you
okay?
on my zero sticky pad, which is hilarious.
What happens, right? Like, or in this case, where they're leveraging something, somebody that's already created a mousetrap, or built that better mousetrap. So they're leveraging that. So this will help them, in theory, get to a place faster than if they tried to create all this by themselves, right? So
Mhm.
as this is, as today, where we're kind of evaluating these agentic robot, AIs, the agents that are inside of QuickBooks, and scrutinizing their results, because by by any means, it is under scrutiny right now. Like we. I've seen, the social posts of like, well,
Mm.
it suggested this. Why did it suggest this when, it was totally fine before? Like it's almost like we're taking a step backwards to move forwards. So
Was it though? Was it though? Because I'm just thinking, I just okay, so when they just launched their AI assist a few months ago, all I heard everybody say is, my AI is all messed up now. I can't even believe it. So honestly, they were already in the middle of a mess up. Do you think I have two opinions on this? I have opinions on everything. I'm more than two. I have two thoughts and
only
three
two.
jokes. As a comedian, I'm writing down my
Mhm.
jokes. So my wonder is, do you think they did something like this to take the pressure off of themselves? So that way, when they're like, oh, it's telling you that this Hertz rental car is, software, that they're like, oh, whoops, open AI, we're still learning, it's them, is my first thing. My second thing, are they going, look at me, so we forget that we're mad at them down here, so now, they're governmenting us, right? Ooh, but don't look this way. That's my second thing. My third thing is, ChatGPT or OpenAI obviously didn't pay attention to me, Leo, and Bill.com's connection with Intuit, right? Right. And my third joke slash opinion is, our settlement check from OpenGPT and Intuit is from the class actions going to be amazing when this leak goes out. All right, that's all I got. Those are my three. Keep going.
And these are all valid concerns. But of course, the the this is just the beginning of the announcement. I have no idea. This is all just speculation as far as what this ultimately looks
Yeah.
like moving forward. But the idea is that Intuit brings the context of the data, and OpenAI brings the brains, muscle, whatever,
Yeah.
to this thing, right?
I would.
And essentially, people are doing it already anyway, right? They're exporting reports out of
They are.
QuickBooks?
That's what I was just going to ask. I would love to see if anybody in here is anybody. So I do that, right? So I have my I like to compare. So I have a few clients I do some fractional CFO work for, and I go through and I read everything and I write down my notes, and then I throw it into their channel in ChatGPT that knows how I like everything. And I'm like, okay, format my notes. And did I miss anything? And I like to see what they come up with. Now, almost every time it tricks me, and one line, the math is wrong. So I don't ever trust the math. Not only that, it doesn't know the details, right? So I am very intrigued, I think is the right word, about this collaboration, but really intrigued on how, like I said, what I have taught my ChatGPT already, which she has gone through some hard knocks training for 2 years.
That's right. She's already gone through the Sharon Gauntlet.
Yeah, I just keep paying them more every month so she doesn't quit, like I do my own employees. But I'm wondering how that collaboration is going to work. And I think that's the only thing that's really going to make this successful, in my opinion, is if we are able to keep if we've already developed this relationship with our software, which if you haven't, do it. Say please, say thank you. They're coming for us all. We say this every week, but these robots are coming for us. I think if we can take what we've already taught it and bring it into here, it might be amazing. And the next thing I need for it to do is read into my Gmail and compose that for me. And don't tell me about all the other crappy software. It doesn't work. I need my ChatGPT. Okay, go ahead, Dan. That's my input.
And, because I think by and large, most people are either using ChatGPT as like a next level Google search, or they are taking it to the next level where they are exporting their own reports and doing the financial analysis through a prompt, right? So a lot of this will I'm imagining that this will be kind of automated through the Ask Me Anything inside of QuickBooks, and it may turn into some really cool things. And then also outside of QuickBooks, or outside of the Intuit ecosystem, through ChatGPT, people could experience something that an Intuit product or service might offer them. So there is some kind of symbiotic relationship, kind of like with those small fish that kind of hang around the big shark and clean the barnacles or whatever it is that they do. But I think there is some kind of win-win for both of these companies. It just remains to be seen what that's going to look like, and I'm sure we're going to find out pretty soon, right? Because I'm sure this announcement was already in the works when they were talking about the announcements at Intuit Connect, right? So, I imagine that this is part of Intuit Intelligence as they were announcing that at Intuit Connect. And as I talked to, some of the folks at the Intuit booth, they were talking about, some of these agents that they've spent a lot of time, effort, and energy on the different, agents, payroll agents, finance agents. They will start to be homogenized into this Intuit Intelligence, which is likely they're taking the agents that they've already worked so hard on and making it, into, as part of this whole thing, right? And so this is all speculation. There's no, we've been told or we haven't been told or anything like that. So this is just part of. And
considering the year of Intuit, this is what we think they're going to do. This is what they really do. It has we need none of it. They're like, we're like, hey, fix this problem. They're like, yeah, but we thought you. Like, no, honey, my transmission stopped working, and I need you to fix that. I don't need you to change and rotate my tires. It's anyhow.
Yeah, I mean, some of the use case examples that they were demonstrating were pretty cool. Like, how it can look into your customer history and financial history inside of QuickBooks and provide suggestions. That's of course the promise of what, or the potential of what this could do. The reality, may take some time for it to actually get to that point.
Yeah.
Or
well, AI is a learning. Like anybody
Yeah.
who jumps straight into chat GPT, into any AI, and they're like, it's not working for me. It is set on a basic model, real basic, and you have to teach it. So, I mean, like I
Yeah.
said, it took me a good year and a half before I finally got my chat GPT to where I really trust it. And now I feel like you could have a conversation back with and forth with her and you think it was me. Like
Right.
she's pretty hilarious.
So
And
did you decide on Vegas Vortex as your
oh
name?
my
Your
God.
nickname?
I know I was laughing. Hurricane Sharon was the other one. You guys got to go check out my Facebook post. I asked her for a nickname and she gave me 10. And I was like, oh man, let's put this to the public. So Vegas Vortex and Hurricane Sharon were the big ones.
I see a theme there.
I know.
All
Nio
right.
Carter agrees with all of those. She calls
All
me
of them. Yes.
a force to be reckoned with.
All right. So let's jump into, kind of a look back. Some of this is looking back further than just this year, but because I tried to look at, the firm of the future, the in the know, announcements, and just try to look at just 2025. But some of these things that we're talking about is looking back even further than that, because it's some of those things that we do appreciate in QuickBooks that allows us to do our job more efficiently. Not to talk about the incorrect bank feed suggestions that someone on YouTube is talking, right? So this is this particular feature or function or new service offering is what is in the bucket of what took you so long, because when you're dealing with payroll, historical payroll corrections, desktop payroll has a, like a dog, you can train it and do the things that you want to do, and QuickBooks Online is more of the cat, where you're just experiencing the experience with the cat, where payroll corrections in a prior quarter was quite a challenge, right? You would have to talk to support, you would have to start a whole process, and wait for and hope that that something became of that. So now all versions of QBO payroll allow for prior payroll to be entered in a prior quarter, even if the quarter is closed. And if you're using QBO payroll premium and elite, amended forms will actually get, you can request those to be handled for you. So there's a video embedded in here, so you can learn more about that. I know, Sharon, you're not a big fan of QBO payroll.
Oh my God, no. When people are like, what payroll should you do? I'm like, do not ever. No. I'm not, and none of the ancillary products. Geo, love it. The rest of it, don't touch it.
Right.
That's just me.
Because it is a 6 to 8 week turnaround for even any amended return, even if you're submitting it through QBO payroll. So there is a little bit of buts with that.
Did we combine our list together? Am I gonna be like, yay, that was mine, or did you do yours and mine? What'd you do? We're combined.
Yeah, they're kind of sprinkled
in.
It's a potpourri.
I wanted to prove that there were like 5 things that I did like. So when they come up, I'll say, hey, that was mine. The last one was not mine.
I will let you take the wheel, right? So,
all right.
So we are going to talk about some integrations and app integrations.
Mm-hmm.
And since the user interface has changed, the term of app and integrations have been kind of crisscrossed, right? So what we're talking about specifically here is the integration transaction. So this is you, Sharon.
This is me. Oh,
right.
Amazon. Okay. Does anybody else? So this isn't even, you guys, I don't have clients anymore, right? I sold my firm. I work directly with accounting and firm owners and accountants. But me personally, and these are my pajama pants, me personally, I use QuickBooks for my personal books and I shop on Amazon like it's a lifeline. so I haven't coded in like 5 months, and I went to go in. And if you've never used the Amazon business integration for your own personal, you need to. It's amazing. It pulls everything down. Look at this. Oh my God. I cannot even tell you. It's so nice. It didn't used to be this detailed. I'd have to go in and pull my invoice and pull it out. But this is probably my favorite thing about Intuit's connections.
Because the problem is when you do all these purchases on Amazon, they all come into the bank feed the same, right? So
Amazon.
You have no idea what you purchased on Amazon.
I'm like, cat litter or underwear, like toilet paper, is this pasta? I run my household like a business, so I have a P&L every month for my own personal household. Also, I'm a little crazy. We've already admitted that before. So I code all my stuff, and I think I don't know until you what my average monthly spend is. You might be able to tell, but no, it's bad, like to where Amazon calls
me. You're
like,
buying a couple beauty products here.
I mean, I bought peppermint extract the other day because I didn't want to go to the store.
Yes,
it is free, Lynette. It is
free. Yeah.
Go into the bank feeds, and there's a second tab up top. Maybe on next one, so you can see those are my books. It says Travis and Sharon right up top. At the top it says integrations, and you could do all those other ones. And I'm telling you, if you guys haven't noticed this, it's just amazing.
Yeah. So when you go into integrated, it's a separate tab, and of course it's undergoing a naming change.
Of course it is, because we're all used to something. So of course, in the middle of the holidays, before we go into busy season, let's rename crap. Yay! Not grateful into it.
But in there is now there's like I was looking there yesterday before as I was creating the final touches here. There's like 10 different options in here, and these are all.
There used to only be 2.
Yeah.
Remember? It was like Stripe
most
and
of
Amazon.
them are online sales channels, right? So you've got Etsy, Squarespace, Wix Connector, Shopify, Amazon Seller Central, right? When you're selling on Amazon. But specifically what Sharon is talking about is Amazon Business.
Oh, my Amazon account is also set up as a business account because I buy so much. So maybe that's why I get that connection. I've got to try the PayPal one. I've had it connected for so long and I don't pay attention. I've never tried the other ones. Again, I don't have clients, but if any of these other ones work the way Amazon Business does, this is one of the things that'll kind of put out a lot of those ancillary products or software that brings these things in, because this does a very good job. So give it a shot, you guys. This is coming from me, the biggest Intuit critic ever. This is very well put together, especially for Amazon.
Yes, and these apps are all created by Intuit, right? So all the ones that are in here and they used to be called app transactions. So somebody was asking on YouTube about, is this what was formerly called app transactions, right? So yes, that's the name change that's going on. So the PayPal connector, as it used to be called, or it still is called PayPal Connect, but it's gone like connect with PayPal, or Square has and we'll get to that slide here. The Square connector has had 3 different versions. There's a Sync with Square that Intuit created. That's long been retired. And
this is like the HBO Max like when they combine, they're like, we're HBO Max, we're HBO, we're Max, we're HBO Max. Do you like our new logo? It's the one from 3 years ago. So excited, guys. Sorry.
Right. Yeah. And then exactly. It's just like it's just like the HBO name change, right? Like which is it, right? The current one is Square Connector, which some of the features that are pretty neat in there. It supports multiple Square locations. So if you have a client with multiple locations and they're using Square, it will support that now. You can map items from Square to QuickBooks products. So you're not before, the Connect with Square was kind of like it would go off of the name and hope that that it connected, and maybe you use the same name, but now you can actually explicitly connect those two, like this product on Square is this product in QuickBooks. And then, of course, it imports other things, more detail, right? There's a link there for the blog I can't say it, blog article and workshop that we did over at School of Bookkeeping there. Now, not to be confused with integrations, which is not an Intuit, created integrations, because this is everybody else that integrates with QuickBooks. But now there is an integrations overview, which is available from the next to the gear in QuickBooks Online. You'll be able to see the integrations that are currently connected to that the company that you're in, see their status. Sharon's over on the right side. All of hers were disconnected.
I don't even use those. Wait, do I? Oh, this is just my, these were all the things. This is my screenshot?
Yeah.
Is this my screenshot? I was just kind of showing what I used to use. No, I don't.
Yeah. Right. But you'll be able to see the status, whether it's and it links to reconnect if they got disconnected. And find other applications, integrations. I got to say integrations instead of apps, because
look at those sneaky jerks throwing in a MailChimp as a recommended. Yeah. Get out of here. What in my app shows you I need a MailChimp? I've got a method CRM. You get out of here.
That's right. All right. So moving on to customization. So now, one of we'll have a poll question after we go through the customizations here to kind of get an idea of whether or not customizations is a good thing. But you can customize the left side navigation now, right? So you can click on that little customize button down at the bottom and reorganize or pin. And this is all user-based, right? So based on who's logged in, you can specify on the left side. So that we're talking about the icons here all the way on the left. How do you want those to appear, right? So if you're only doing payroll, which wouldn't be Sharon.
Oh, hey, this was mine too.
You can.
Sorry, I'm getting things on the side. This is awesome too, right? Like, because yes. I don't need before. This was like my number 2, right? Yeah. I got in the books the other day. I was doing my own books and I'm like, I better hop in. I've been in QuickBooks in like 6 months. And I was like, oh, everybody's complaining about the new layout. I kind of like it because now I can decide what's important to me and they don't get to decide. I mean, for the most part, right? Semi-customizable like Apple.
Right.
I'm an Apple girl. So me working within parameters is what I'm used to. I've been trained.
Right. And then on top of that, as accountants, you'll have the ability to customize your menu at the top. So if you click on the little briefcase that used to be the accountant tools drop down, it's now over on the left side, front and center, or I guess left and left and up. It's not front and center at all.
No.
You can customize the sections. You can reorganize which ones are first, as well as the bookmarks, as far as your favorites for that particular client, and then the tools and the various things to create in that menu. You still have the create, the plus sign for all, and that's going to remain static regardless of any of the customizations that you do in the My menu. However, if you do a specific engagement for a specific client, you can add some specifics to that My menu. Unfortunately, there's not a one way, right? Like if you're always doing the same thing and you want to create your menu the same way.
So that is my number 1 complaint with Intuit right now is that I know we're doing gratitude, but whatever. I'm gonna let's take this to the real. When you have that many clients as an accountant in your accountant portal, you should be able to say, apply to click all or click. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to want to adjust those based on these are my invoicing clients. These are not. Hide this from these. The other thing was non-gratitude is if I have a custom report, because we have custom reporting packages we put together for every client. I'm sorry, we used to. I used to. They still do. I do not. We have to recreate that custom report in every stinking client over and over. Let me do it at the top line, assign it to my clients. And then when my clients go, wait, I don't want them to have my custom report. I don't want them to ever see it. They don't get it. It's mine. But I don't want to have to recreate it. It's ridiculous. Anyhow, back to you, Dan.
That is a double-edged sword.
That was a anti gratitude.
Right. All right. So based off of the changes, right? So one of the nice things I think we all love and appreciate is the consistency, but we also there's everybody kind of takes the idea of like, well, I'm a little bit different, right? So where do you fall on that on that spectrum? Do you feel like it should just be, one user interface, one way of navigating, one way of doing things, or does customization is customization a good thing? Sharon, what do you think?
I know I can't even vote, guys. I really do think, like, for me, when I had clients, I would like to organize them in a certain way. So I want to be able to have it to where if I can look on the side, I'm like, okay, I see invoicing, they got invoicing, or you know what I'm saying? I see expenses, we do bills, something like that is in my head, or it's like a quick reference. And how I have my side menu set up would be that quick reference for me to know if it's there or not. So I would like to have like a generalized, this is how I want everything to look. But then when I get into each client, I can adjust it, right? So that way, if I know it's not there, it's not something I do. Because for my last company, it was a lot of, instead of doing our fractional stuff that we used to do, we went really into cash basis, super easy clients, which has been amazing. So amazing, I sold it. But anyhow,
but
yeah.
I mean, I would tell I would use the menus or the options on the left side to be able to determine what version of QuickBooks Online they were using, right? Because
oh my God, is that not terrible?
I saw a tax, well, I'll be like, are you using advanced? And they're like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
And then rather than navigating
nope, you go.
Oh, rather than navigating them to the gear and accountant settings or billing and subscription, I could just say, well, do you see workflows on the left side?
Yeah.
Do you see projects on the left side? And they could say yes. So at least I know, kind of what version they're already in just by telling them. Well, now we can't.
Yeah, I do agree with that too. There should be some sort of maybe color differentiation or something that shows you that at the top. But also I feel like I still log into clients, and some clients have this type of reporting, the other have this, and I'm like, can we just like switch it over? Like, you've given us just finish ripping the band-aid off, man. This half and half stuff don't work. Maybe they have already. Again, I'm gonna have to start getting into my own files a little bit more.
All right. Well, the next thing is all about bulk editing. This is another one where
that was
sharing comes in here, but I do some other things sprinkled in here. So talk about your favorite features.
Man,
reclassifying transactions.
This is the best, right? It's crazy that some people didn't know about this. And I had a couple of bookkeepers for a while. They were going in. I'm like, what are you doing? Redo it all in one. So this is, of course, has been around for a while, but it is really my favorite. And the only thing I can't stand is when I can't adjust a journal entry. I'm like, yes, I understand. Or there's certain things I'm trying to remember that they're like, nope,
items.
You can't. You
like if they have an item on it, you can't change the account.
I'm like, that sort of change it anyways. I have to go in individually.
You can't change the source of certain transactions.
Correct. Or if something's been deleted, you have to reactivate it, blah, 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 blah. But it is still really nice though to have it to where you can have it open in a second screen, and here's my list. So I'll have like, here's my list, and I can go in and fix it, refresh, go in and fix it, to where at least I know what I need to go into and fix. So it is a good source of truth for accountants. I love this feature. I use it for, like I said, myself personally all the time.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't realize that it is part of QBO Advanced, right? So you don't have to necessarily be an accountant user, because that was an accountant tool first. But
Yeah.
in QuickBooks Online Advanced, it's there by default for all users, right? So as long as you
Yeah.
can find your way to it, you can get to it and
As
use
long as they
the
quit
reclassify.
moving it. I have
Exactly.
muscle memory, right? Like I go in and I'm like, it's not there anymore. It's driving me crazy. I have to go down here. So it's yeah.
And there's
This
other
is also
places to
amazing.
batch,
Love that
and
they did
there's,
this.
yeah, the batch actions, right? Like a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
forget that there's things that you can do in bulk in other places, not just
Yep.
on the batch reclassify.
This has always been my favorite right here too, or when they started putting this, because a good example is like Google. So you'll get 37 Google transactions a month, but some are for AdWords, some are for your, AWS. They're all for different things. That is Google Voice. So when I can go in, it's really nice to be able to adjust those out, remove or move them to the right place, because I keep them in different places.
And I just realized that I did not update the text on this slide. That is a carryover from from the prior slide. But what can you do in the vendor page to actually bulk or batch actions there?
It's category and
Delete. That's what it looks like.
yeah, I think it's just categories. You just move it or recategorize, which is again great. It's good to see if you go in, you're like, how have I been doing this? It's just a great way to have when you're in something and not have to click somewhere else. Let me just look in general. Okay, let me fix it real quick, right? I use this.
And there's other places that you can batch do
Ah,
stuff,
yes.
right? So inside the bank feed, right? So if you select
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of transactions that are similar, you can create multiple transactions or sorry, post. You don't add them anymore. They're posted. You can post multiple transactions, put the
Mm-hmm.
name to them, put them to the various class, location, or projects, right? So
You can also bulk undo those. There have been people who are
yes,
like, oh my
that is a
gosh, what do
big,
I do?
yeah.
And they'll go in and they'll start deleting. I'm like, stop. Go into your feed. Don't disconnect the feed. As long as the feed's still connected, go in and undo and put them all
Yeah.
back in. You can undo everything. Kind of a rookie mistake. I don't a software rookie mistake, but you learn once and then hopefully, especially if you're not
Right.
billing hourly and you're like, oops, which you shouldn't be billing hourly. We talked about this, right?
Right. Also in advanced is the spreadsheet sync, which does allow for many lists and transactions to be bulk edited. We did a workshop over at School of Bookkeeping about how you could basically turn all of your inventory items into non-inventory parts, right? By using the spreadsheet sync to be able to do that. But
Mm-hmm.
once you have it activated, in advance, you can pull that information into Excel, do your magic in Excel, as long as it's in the right field, and then you push it back into QuickBooks to update, right? So mass editing of customers, vendors, and multiple transaction types at the same time. Well, not at the same time, but using the same similar workflow. So you don't have to get anything extra
Yeah.
to be able to do that because it's included
Yeah.
inside of QuickBooks. Advanced only though.
And of course, for all these things, a lot of these things we're talking about, we're seeing people say, hey, I use this tool and this tool. And I agree. There are so many third-party applications that are amazing. I guess the point of this, though, is just say, look, if you don't want to have those integrations and you want to stay just within QuickBooks and the QuickBooks ecosystem or the Intuit ecosystem, anyhow, if you want to, these are the things that they have in the options and the things that we say work well. And if you notice, the things that work well are all GL related. They're not ancillary. And I don't think any of us put in APAR. Just saying. Just saying. I don't know yet. I don't know Dan's list, but it wasn't on mine.
So I do a lot of conversions, and I see a lot of changes that they're making in the desktop migration process. We talked about this before. See, they're sharing. So
Yay, we did.
we talked about the migration improvements about payroll and payments, as well as attachments. So that was
Yep.
under no fanfare. this the ability to move all of your attachments from desktop into QuickBooks Online, or at least the lion's share of them, unless you've put an invalid type of attachment that doesn't transfer over, or it's too large, or things like that. There's a link there for the prior webinar that we had about moving the latest updates there. But between then and now, there was a big headache about unbilled charges, right? And basically what happens is in QuickBooks Online or desktop, when you have reimbursable and unbilled time in QuickBooks Desktop, it all comes over as unbilled charges into QuickBooks Online. And it's really difficult to correct that post the conversion, because either an account is inactive, the user is inactive, the item is inactive, and those what is the plural of status? Is it just status?
Of
statuses.
Statuses, the stati.
That status remains, right? So if it's inactive in QuickBooks Desktop,